Imagine making anyone respect you easily without even saying a single word. In this world, power isn't given, it's taken. The weak beg for attention, over-explain, and fidget like they're waiting for permission to exist. The powerful, they control every movement, every glance, every breath. If you want to be respected, feared, and obeyed, you need to master the unspoken rules of dominance. You need to move like a king, stand like a warrior, and look at people like they owe you something. Forget what you've been told about confidence. It's not about what you say, it's about how you exist in a room. What if I reveal 5 most powerful body language secrets to gain respect from almost everyone? These tricks are so powerful, and if you master these body language tactics, you won't have to ask for respect. You will demand it. And number 5 is game changer. So don't miss it. Weak men can't sit still. They fidget. They tap their fingers, shift their weight, and let their nervous energy spill into the room. Every movement screams insecurity. They want to be comfortable. They want to fill the silence. But the powerful, they stay still, calm, unshaken. The less you move, the more people notice you. Stillness is unbreakable control. It's the posture of kings, of warriors, of men who don't need to prove themselves. How to apply it? Move with purpose. Every gesture should feel intentional. Cut out nervous habits. No tapping, no shifting, no playing with your fingers. When standing, plant your feet like you own the ground beneath you. Sit with confidence, shoulders squared, hands resting naturally, no unnecessary movement. Control your breathing, deep, slow, measured. The more composed you are, the more intimidating you become. Example, picture a brutal interrogation room. 2 men sit across from each other. One is sweating, shifting uncomfortably, tapping his foot, glancing around the room. The other, completely still, unmoved, staring, no fidgeting, no nervous energy. The one who moves loses power. The one who stays still owns the room. Now imagine 2 CEOs in a negotiation. One keeps adjusting his tie, shifting in his seat, nervously rubbing his hands together. The other sits like a statue, fingers steepled, waiting, unshaken, unbothered. Who do you think has the upper hand? A weak man shrinks. His shoulders cave in. He keeps his arms close to his body. He makes himself smaller, as if he's afraid to exist. That is submission. That is weakness. A powerful man expands. He owns the space around him. His posture alone demands respect. How to apply it? Stand tall, chest out, shoulders back. Never slouch. Keep your feet shoulder width apart. Never look like you're trying to make yourself smaller. When sitting, spread out naturally. Don't fold into yourself like a nervous child. Own the space around you. Move like you control the room. Example, picture a lone warrior walking into a bar full of enemies. He doesn't slouch. He doesn't try to make himself small. He takes up space, radiating quiet dominance. The room goes silent, all eyes on him. Think of a high-stakes courtroom. One lawyer stands tall, unshaken, owning the space. The other hunches over, shifting nervously. Before a word is spoken, you already know who has won. A man who can't hold eye contact is a man who fears confrontation. He's uncertain, submissive, weak. He looks down when challenged. He glances away when spoken to. That is prey behavior. A man who knows his worth, his gaze is steady, unwavering, unshaken. How to apply it? When speaking, hold eye contact for 60 to 70% of the time. Never break eye contact first when challenged. When listening, maintain eye contact but allow occasional natural shifts. Use the triangle technique, alternate between their eyes and mouth to make your gaze powerful but not intimidating. Example, think of a mafia boss sitting across from a traitor. The traitor looks away, shifts nervously, avoids direct eye contact. The boss, He stares, unmoved. He doesn't need to raise his voice. His gaze alone is enough to make the other man crumble. Imagine a high-stakes poker game. One player constantly looks down at his cards, avoids looking at his opponents. The other? He stares right at them, reading their every move, his confidence making them second-guess their own hands. Who do you think wins? Watch a lion in the wild. Does he rush? Does he twitch nervously? Does he react to every little movement around him? No, he moves slowly, with purpose, with absolute certainty. That's how power works. The moment you slow down, you radiate control. The weak are restless and reactive, always adjusting, always responding, always chasing. But the strong, they make others wait. How to apply it? Control your pace. When you walk, move with measured strides, never rush. Pause before speaking. The most powerful people let silence build tension before they respond. Make your gestures slow and intentional. No frantic movements. No unnecessary hand-waving. React on your own time. Never flinch. Never look startled. When someone challenges you, take a second, then respond. Example, imagine a high-stakes negotiation. Two men sit across from each other. One is leaning forward, speaking fast, trying to convince the other guy. The second? He leans back, relaxed, silent for a moment before answering. Before the first man even finishes talking, he has already lost control of the conversation. The second man dictates the pace. He owns the moment. Now picture a king in battle. His enemies are panicked, shouting commands, rushing to attack. But the king? He walks forward slowly, sword in hand, unbothered. His enemies hesitate. They feel his presence. That's the power of slow, deliberate movement. The loudest person in the room is never the most powerful. Weak men talk too much. They overshare. They ramble. They try to impress. And in doing so, they reveal their weaknesses. But the strong? They let others fill the silence. They speak only when necessary, and when they do, every word lands like a hammer. How to apply it? Talk less. Don't explain yourself unnecessarily. The more you say, the weaker your words become. Use silence to control conversations. When someone asks you a tough question, pause. Make them wait. Watch how uncomfortable they get. When you do speak, lower your voice. Not to the point where you sound weak, but enough that people have to lean in to listen. Make statements, not questions. Powerful men don't seek permission. They say what they mean with certainty. Example, picture an interrogation room. The suspect is nervous, talking fast, trying to justify himself. The detective? Silent, unmoved, watching. With every second of silence, the suspect gets more anxious, more desperate, more vulnerable. The detective doesn't have to say a word. He is already in control. Now imagine a boardroom meeting. One guy keeps pitching ideas, rambling, explaining. The other? He listens, waits, and then delivers a single cutting statement that shifts the entire direction of the discussion. That's the man who commands respect. Power isn't about words. It's about how you exist in a room. The weak make themselves small, restless, unsure. They beg for approval. They move too much. They slouch. They avoid eye contact. The powerful? They move with purpose. They take up space. They hold their ground. Stillness, space, eye contact. Master these, and you will own every room you walk into. Now listen carefully. Dark mindset is a movement that teaches you to control the game. Subscribe now or be a fool. The choice is yours. See you soon.